Facebook. Hello to those of you who are on Spreaker and iHeartRadio, as well as the Leadership TKO Station.com's website. I do want to welcome everybody here to the Leadership TKO Live Night Show. Yeah, we are a little bit behind, but nonetheless, we are indeed here. Had to get out of the countryside. We were traveling to and fro today, so wanted to make sure that reception was good and make it back to the studio. But nonetheless, we are here. It's about 7:51 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we're live. I'm live here in Chesapeake, Virginia, within the U.S. of A. So hopefully you all have had a pleasant day. I know that my day has been pleasant as well. And I wanted to make sure that, we came and we provided some great value for each and every one of you here on tonight. And so the show normally happens every single night around 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and live, of course, on Facebook and some of the other podcast platforms out there. And so our whole goal of this particular show is to empower leaders like yourself with the ability to win from the inside out, growing your influence, your impact, and your income. That is what we're here to help you to accomplish, to achieve for yourself. And so listen, we've been really going hard at helping home-based business owners to grow, to thrive, to have wildly successful businesses. And so what we do at the very beginning of every episode is provide you with a leadership nugget. And so that's what I'm going to start you with on tonight. I'm going to share a leadership nugget right here on my screen. So let me get the screen share prepared. All right, let's see here. I'm going to pull it up so that you can see what I'm looking at. Let's see here. Here we go. So really, we've been focusing in on helping you to develop the leader within. And feel free, go ahead and share this out. If you haven't done so already, share this out, do a watch party, whatever it is that you feel led to doing. Like or love the stream, comment below, let's engage. That's what the comments feature is all about. Okay. And so we've been focusing in on John Maxwell's book, which is Developing the Leader Within. And one of the important concepts within the book is focusing in upon attitude. Okay. He starts off, the chapter 6 about attitude. And what he does is he gives a quick exercise, which he does with his audience in many of his leadership conferences. And so what he does, he instructs people to write down the name of a friend. Okay, the name of a friend that you admire. And you can do this at any time. We don't have to do this right now, but write down the name of a friend that you admire. And then what you do is you write down the one thing that you admire about them. Okay, the one thing that you admire about them. Okay, and you can do this exercise quickly in your head, of course, before moving forward. Okay, just think about this for a moment. Even as you're watching this or listening into this, get that friend in your mind and think about that one thing that you admire about them. Okay, you see, John Maxwell, he found that every time that he did this exercise, 95% of the people admired a trait representing the other person's attitude, really, as opposed to traits to do with skill levels or even looks. Okay, so you want to think about that for yourself, because John Maxwell states that our attitude, although it's not the defining asset that makes us a great leader, without it, we will never reach our full potential. Okay, we will never reach our full potential because life is 10% what happens to us and 90% of how we react to it. Okay, again, life is 10% what happens to us, right? And then 90% of how we react to it. You see, the ability to take responsibility to how we respond or react to situations, is really related also to that habit number 1 in Stephen Covey's book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Okay? See, it's really impossible for a person with a bad attitude to continuously be a success. Okay, it's impossible. You see, the leader's attitude, your attitude, helps determine the attitudes of those who are connected to you, your followers, right? Great leaders understand that the right attitude will set the right atmosphere, which enables the right responses from others. Okay, two of the techniques talked about, in John Maxwell's book to change your attitude. One of them is called reframing. Okay, the technique, actually the entire technique is called reframe and re-enter. Reframe and re-enter. You see, reframing is all about thinking differently about the problem. Because a problem only becomes a problem, if you make it so, right? That's really what it is. A problem becomes a problem if you make it so. And so you want to think about that as well, okay? See, let me read this to you right here. I think this is so profound. Cancer researchers at King's College studied breast cancer victims and found 7 out of 10 women who had a fighting spirit were alive 10 years later, while 4 out of 5 women who felt hopeless at the diagnosis had died. Those who had a fighting spirit reframed the problem to thinking that this is just another challenge that will make them stronger. Now, of course, that is reframing. It's all about changing the way that you think. It's all about your perspective. But then the other part of it is, the second method is to re-enter. So here, you re-enter your problem thinking and being like the person you admire. Okay, so that is, you ask yourself, what would such and such do in this situation? You put that person's name, you enter that person's name in that particular question. What would, for example, I'm just going to put my husband in there, right? What would Keith do in this situation? So the more you can ask yourself this, and act in accordance with the person that you admire, the more you will actually obtain that trait. Okay. So again, it's all about I truly believe that whatever you focus on the longest becomes the strongest. And if you focus on becoming a person of courage, a person of strength, bravery, right? You will begin to take on that particular trait. You become more brave. Like if I focus on someone, right, who was not afraid of skydiving, which I actually did for quite some time. I kept on viewing, of course, videos of skydivers, people who were just, they went to Dubai and they engaged in the skydiving exercise. I said, man, at first I was like terrified. I was like, I am not going to do it. Nope, not me. But the more I watched it, the more I saw the thrill of it, the more it almost relates to doing public speaking. Like the first time you go out on stage, you might have some nerves the first couple of seconds, but then while you're there and as you continue to go forward, look, you don't have no choice but to finish. Just like going skydiving, you have no choice but to continue to finish the dive, right? So I thought about that thing. I said, well, you know what? If I can do public speaking, I can skydive. I can absolutely skydive. It's just that beginning portion of jumping off wherever I got to jump off. Okay. That's probably going to be the part where I'm just like a nervous wreck. But once I get off of jumping wherever I am, and it's even better, of course, if you can jump off with someone, right? That's even better. Okay. I've seen videos where they had like 2 or 3 friends together and they just jumped off wherever they were and they just had a ball. So it's really all about perspective. Is all about perspective. So hopefully you all have really enjoyed that particular nugget there as far as attitude, because attitude, I'm telling you, makes a huge difference when it comes to being the leader that God has called you to be. So hopefully you've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed just going back over it again. I'm even more excited about the fact that I actually have skydiving on one of my goals that I want to accomplish in life. So I haven't done it yet, but I will. Okay, I will. And actually, I do want to go to Dubai and actually do the skydiving right in Dubai. All right. So that is attitude, guys. Now we are going to continue with a lot of our nuggets. We've actually went over many nuggets to really help the network marketing professional to just become even more professional. Okay. Now, what do I mean by that? We've been going over Mr. and Mrs. Best's book, 103 Ways to Fail in Network Marketing. And this is a guide to your success. Okay, a guide to your success. And so for all of you network marketers out there, look, I'm about to give you a nugget that's really going to help propel you forward. And so we've gone over many of these. Can you believe we started with 103? And now, because we're going backwards, we're actually on number 8. The 8th way to fail in network marketing. Can you believe it? And this Aaron is not wanting to behave. There we go. I think that's a little better. All right. What I'm going to do tonight is I'm going to read the 8th nugget. I'm going to definitely share the other content that they have for it, but I'm also going to expound on it based on my experience, okay? And then afterwards, I will give you a heads up about what to look forward to tonight. We have some amazing things going on. All right, so here's the 8th way to fail in network marketing and also how to overcome it. Watch hours and hours of TV. This includes videos and DVDs. Now, granted, this book was published in 2003, everybody, so I don't know how many of you actually still watch or pop in DVDs. I still have a few, okay? I'm a movie buff. But what I do when it comes to movies now, I actually discover lessons in the movie. Like I'm so easy to just spot out lessons immediately in the movie that can be gleaned from it because I use it in a lot of my content. So if I'm doing live streams like this, sometimes I compare some nuggets or two that I want to expound on and I share a movie with it. That's just what I do. And plus I love acting as well. That's one of the other things that I enjoy. All right, so again, going back to this, again, a sure way to fail as a network marketing professional is to watch hours and hours of TV. Watch hours of TV. Here's what they say furthermore. The latest reports state the average person is now spending 50 to 60 hours per week. Woo, that's a lot of TV. That's a lot of TV. Woo. You cannot do this and build your future in anything. Most people involved in the business are building it in their spare time. That doesn't mean, or that doesn't leave much time to watch television if the goal is financial independence. We encourage you to cut off the TV. Go out, of the $1 million chair. That's what it will cost you in your lifetime, by the way. And go to a meeting. Go conduct a meeting or get on the phone, okay? Do something and do it now. They have it in bold print. Do it now. Your family's future is at risk. So that TV is not going to make you money. So watching hours and hours and hours of TV is just not going to work. Unless you're putting together a series and you're trying to, connect it to what you do in business, and even just sitting there and watching hours and hours and hours of it, no. I would actually chop that up, especially if it has a purpose to it related to your business. Just chop it up a bit. You want to engage in those income-producing activities. You want to get on the phone. You want to follow up. You want to do all of those essential things that's going to help either plug someone into what it is that you're doing, give someone more exposure to what it is that you're doing. It has to be an income-producing activity. All right? So listen. What did you get from that? I know for me, can I just have that honest moment? Like I said, I do enjoy movies. And one series that I particularly enjoy, and I've watched for many, many years, and actually the brand Leadership TKO is really derived from that, and that is Rocky. Anybody that knows me well enough to understand that I enjoy the series Rocky, and there's many, many reasons for it. Now, if you've watched the movie, you know it's a really old series. So if you've watched the series, you probably know the reason why I enjoy it, especially the build-up from someone who was considered to be a nobody in Philadelphia, right? To being someone who is like undefeated, like just totally undefeated. Okay, and then passed on a legacy. Come on. Like the whole series is just absolutely amazing. Okay, it will go down in history for me as one of the best series ever, movie series. Okay, but it's a purpose behind, of course, watching television. It has to be. You want to place limitations on those things, especially if your goal is to be free. You want to limit the amount of watching. Some people call it the dumb box, and essentially it is. Okay, it really is. So you want to be cautious and careful about how much time you're spending in front of the TV. So with that being said, guys, what I am going to do is share with you something very important. We have something amazing going on tonight. Listen, how many of you would, really can benefit from an extra $25,000 like right now? How does an extra $25,000 a month, do you consider that to be a possibility for you? Okay, it's possible for anyone as long as you believe, right? But you also have to have the right strategy. to accomplish that. And the strategy is available. There is a strategy, okay? And you are invited so you can learn about this strategy. I'm not just throwing some number out there. We actually have the plan so you can see this. You can see how you would actually reach 20, whatever your monthly goal is when it comes to income. It can be, you might be saying, well, Lakeisha, I'm $15,000 a month is good for me. $20,000 a month is good for me. Whatever your monthly goal is, the strategy that's going to be unveiled to you tonight at 9:00 p.m., you can absolutely utilize the strategy to get there. Now, if you want to be plugged into this amazing webinar that's going to be happening at 9:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I encourage you to inbox me or the person that shared this particular stream with you so we can get that invitation to you, that the platform details. The only way you're going to get the platform details is if you inbox me right here on Facebook or on the other podcast platforms, or okay, you can just wait around, and keep doing what you're doing and in hoping that you're going to reach that monthly income goal. But if you can use a bit of assistance, if you have an open mind, am I going to invite you to a network marketing opportunity? No. So for all of those who are making that assumption, that's not it. Am I inviting you to an MLM? No, I'm not. I'm not even inviting you to an MLM. That's not even it. So if you thought that, if you were making that assumption, that's the wrong assumption. Okay. And so listen, if you're open enough to be exposed to the information, send us an inbox message, myself or another one of my colleagues who may have shared this video, and we'll get that information out to you. But listen, I'm done with the show tonight. We are finished. Thank you so much for your patience. For those of you who have been waiting around for me to go live, I appreciate you. Go ahead and share this thing out for all of my colleagues out there. Make sure this gets out to our partners so that we can help them to understand the importance of time management, okay, and limiting that time on that box. Okay, that box can kind of just, it's just one of those things where if you're not careful, it can control you. It can control your life and zap away the precious time that you can't get back. Okay. So listen, thank you so much. We're going to be back for the Leadership TKO Live Night Show, back at it tomorrow, right after the webinar, the wealth building presentation that I do at 6:30, Monday through Fridays, okay? That presentation is going to be on the timeline as well, so you can tune in, you can plug your prospects in, whoever you want to give exposure to it, that's fine. And then right after that, normally 5 minutes afterwards, we'll go live with the Leadership TKO Live Night Show, okay? So thank you so much, everyone. I enjoyed the time with you here on tonight. So remember, the next time that you and I come back together again, I encourage you to think, to speak, and to live leadership. Good night, everyone. God bless. And hopefully I'll catch you on the platform at 9:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.